What is going on, hikers? I wanted to do a quick video about this awesome alcohol stove that I just got my little mitts on. Delivered to my door for $10. You can't go wrong. I'm tickled pink with it. It seems to be fairly well received. There's a lot of reviews out there, so I'm not going to do a review per se. And I certainly can't add a single syllable to the conversation that's been had on the ubiquitously popular Stanley cook set. Everybody loves it. I do too. But I couldn't find a lot of information about these two systems used in conjunction, because as this comes from the factory, there's a couple little holes in the cheese as it pertains to a cook surface that's a little on the narrow side. This is clearly built for like a skillet or a larger cook pot. So I've been carrying an MSR Pocket Rocket. In fact, I've been carrying this MSR Pocket Rocket for over 30 years. Very durable, tried and true, a little lofty and on the unstable side, super loud, but super effective. I mean, you can boil water in a couple of minutes with this. However, even with all the years of experience, I never know how many cooks I've got left in this. I mean, you can float them in water and like some other nonsense, but I never trust it. Off the shelf, this is 8 ounces. And when it's empty, it's still 4 ounces. I mean, 4 ounces, not that much. Yeah, not that much if there were 50 ounces in a pound, but since there's only 16, as we all know, ounces turn into pounds in a hurry. And so if you're humping 2 or 3 of these things around because you're just not sure how much fuel you have, that's a lot of extra weight you don't need. Now, the data, the math, does suggest that on some through hike, some sort of long undertaking where you can get rid of these along the way and pick up new ones, yeah, you're going to save some weight with this. No question. But for, golly, 7, 8, 9 days, because you don't have to carry the liquid volume that you need, for this. But for 7, 8, 9 days, you can save a ton of weight right out of the chute by carrying one of these, because the stove itself holds 4 ounces inside. And then I've got like a little mouthwash bottle and it holds like 3 ounces. So 7 ounces. Now, your mileage may vary, but I'm getting about 14 minutes of cook time out of 1 ounce of fuel. And I can get almost 2 boils. It takes me about 8 minutes to boil a cup of water in this. But I don't always need to boil water. That's to reconstitute things for the most part. Sometimes I just want some hot water for some coffee or some tea, and that doesn't take nearly the time. So I rarely cook twice a day when I'm out. I generally cook once, but I could now cook 2 times per day for a week with the 7 ounces of fuel that I would leave my house to take off for a week. So I'm an ounce ahead just on this one, and I always have 2 of these anyway. So right now I'm a half a pound ahead, give or take. I was making these out of little cans. You couldn't pour the unburnt fuel back into the little bottle. This comes with a little gasket. It seals up whatever fuel is not used. It's super awesome. It doesn't leak into your ruck. I love it. Worth the price of admission right there. It comes with a little snuffer. Back to ounces becoming pounds. I'm not sure I'm totally sold on this thing. It might wind up in a drawer. It's good for snuffing out the flame. It's good for doing some simmering. I'm not much of a simmer dude. I'm kind of a go big or go home guy, quite honestly. And I found that the inside of the lid on the Stanley actually fits the top and does the snuffing for me. So I don't really carry this anymore, but this comes with the kit, so I thought I would include it in the review. But this will go into a drawer. The stand. No issues with the stand. Nice and light. I've modified it. These 3 small fins were bent at a right angle like so. So you could drop this stand on top of the stove, and then your cook pot would kind of hover right about here. Now, not quite the inch above the edge of the stove that the alcohol stove experts seem to think is the sweet spot. seems like you want to be up about here to give that flame some time to come up and get hot. So you cannot achieve that with this stand as it comes from the factory. Again, nothing doesn't work. Everything does work. I'm just trying to optimize it a little bit. You could go with this, which gives you that inch, knock it into the dirt, and you've got a super solid platform. This works wonders. But this was solid metal, so you had material in between your flame and your cook surface, and it seemed to do more to just heat up this than to heat my water. It took a long time. The water did boil, so I drilled it out, and that dropped my cook times precipitously. That was a solid mod. I highly recommend that. And then when you bend these little fins up, now you've got a nice tight fit, because I don't like things rattling when I'm marching. I can't stand that. So you've got a nice fit. So drill this out, bend up these tabs. This is a solid mod. It's light, it's Chinesium or whatever it is. I'm a big fan. But if this is too much for you, if you can't take that, I made this extra super ultra light mod. And this works very well as well. It's just an old coat hanger with a piece of lighting hardware on it. A piece of copper tubing would work. Any kind of pipe that you can cut would work. This actually snaps right onto the stove, like so. I filled this up with water, brought it to a boil, super stable. This works awesome. And you can keep it, you can remove the cap and put the cap back on with this the way it is. So now your stove is together and easy to carry and easy to store. Empty. The kit comes with 2 cups. I only carry one, and that's even if I carry one. I don't always. I keep my coffee in here, drop that into the bottom, fits great. Oh, I forgot to put in my windscreen. This thing I made out of a pop can, can't go wrong there. That all goes together. Now your stove, you got your little wickets on there, so you wind up with a little croquet set, but that's okay. I've got my little dish towel. I carry a dish towel, not everybody does. This one's a little bit bigger than I normally carry, but now you just kind of work this around those wickets, which isn't too time consuming. I don't go camping to be in a hurry for sure. And we'll just kind of do a cursory effort here. I don't want to waste everybody's time watching me do laundry, but you can trust me now that this fits very nicely. There we go. The cap, or the lid, it doesn't come with a bent handle. You get to do that the first time out because it's made out of plastic. Some folks put like a metal, like a key ring on there. I haven't bothered with it yet. And then you wind up with a quiet, compact, affordable stove. This has got the super light wicket mod inside, but if you don't like that, you can do this. I kind of like this one better, I think. And this just snaps right on. So the cook set was $15 until inflation ruined the world and turned us all into brokies. But 15 bucks. The stove was 10. You can get a bottle of fuel for $2. So for not a lot of money, you've got a super quiet, super compact, super useful stove that, like I say, for a week, give or take, really does save you quite a bit of weight over the MSR system, which, again, I can't criticize that. It works great, but you can save a lot of weight with this. So I really appreciate you tuning in. If I find anything more out there that's noteworthy, I'll put together a video, but I am appreciative. So thanks for stopping by. Take care. Bye-bye.